Also welcome on board Sanjeev Singhal, the CMD at Mazagon Shipbuilders, and season's greetings to you, wishing you a very happy new year. Share with us what are your expectations from the upcoming budget regarding defense allocations, particularly for the Navy and shipbuilding projects. Do you have any specific measures or allocations that you would like to see?
Yeah, as far as the budgets are concerned, we have observed that budgets have not been a constraint. Whatever the requirements have been there, particularly from the naval establishment, these requirements have been always funded by the government of India. So going ahead also, we don't expect any kind of a constraint with respect to the budgets because these requirements are sort of mandatory. So we are expecting one major contract in the form of three number of additional Scorpion submarines this year, which is likely to be finalized very soon. And in addition, we are also expecting a contract for six number of conventional submarines with AIP fitted and with lithium-ion batteries. So these two major contracts are there on the horizon, which we are confident that would be materializing within the next financial year. One within this financial year before 31st of March, that is the three additional Scorpion submarines, and the second one in the next financial year.
Mr. Singhal, that sounds promising, but how do you see the evolving landscape of India's defense sector impacting the company's growth, let's say over the next 5 to 10 years? What's your outlook on this front?
We are quite optimistic with respect to the future growth potential and the prospects of the company. We see a number of high-value projects, including Project 17 Bravo, which is a follow-on project of 17 Alpha frigates, whereby we are constructing four number of frigates. So we expect a follow-on project on similar lines. Most probably, it can be a repeat order, in which case MDL again gets four frigates. And similarly, we are also quite hopeful with respect to the next generation destroyers, for which the assessment with respect to the yard capabilities has been undertaken by the Indian Navy. And considering that till date, MDL alone has constructed destroyers, and repeatedly a number of projects we have executed constructing destroyers. The current project also, that is 15 Bravo, comprising of four number of destroyers. We have delivered all the four destroyers, and the highlight is that these destroyers have been delivered either as per the contractual delivery schedule or ahead of the contractual delivery schedule. Recently, we have delivered the fourth destroyer, which is again ahead of the contractual delivery schedule. So considering this experience and the skill set which is available, we are very hopeful with respect to next generation destroyers also, as and when the project is formed up. So amongst the major projects, I said it is three number of Scorpion submarines follow on, another six number of conventional submarines with AIP and lithium-ion batteries, the Project 17 Bravo frigates, and next generation destroyers. Apart from this, there would be smaller projects also where MDL would be participating, but primarily we'll be focusing on these major projects.
Okay, Mr. Singhal, you alluded to the big order of around 1900, rupees 1990 crore thereabout that you got, the AIP plug project. Tell me the scope, the timeline, and the other details about this one.
This is an air-independent propulsion system, AIP plug, which is to be retrofitted in the existing conventional submarine. Now, considering that we have delivered five Scorpion submarines to the Indian Navy, and the sixth one is also on the verge of delivery. We are targeting for delivery anytime soon. So these six submarines and subsequently three more, which is a follow-on, so total nine submarines. So sequentially, we expect that all these submarines would be coming to MDL for retrofitting of AIP plug. While retrofitting a AIP plug, it is approximately 10-meter long plug, whereby the submarine is cut open into two separate halves, and this plug is inserted in between. So it is a complicated operation for which MDL considers itself to be fully geared up, and we have the necessary wherewithal and the technology and the expertise to carry out this project successfully. So this is the first one which we are getting. Going ahead, we expect a series of these AIP refitments would be there in the pipeline.
Okay, Mr. Singhal, also lots has been happening on the global geopolitical front for quite some time now. Tell us how these developments are impacting the order book, and also throw some light on what the future pipeline is looking like for defense projects right now.
With respect to exports, we are currently executing one export project for a Denmark client, which comprises of 6 number of multi-purpose vessels. It has an option clause for 4 more. We believe that lot many players are eyeing with respect to the timely execution of this project, and we are committed to deliver these vessels in a timely manner. With the successful completion of this order, we expect many more orders from the export segment to be flowing in. Apart from this, we are also focused on the repair and maintenance. Right now, almost 97 to 98% of our revenues are from one single source, that is the Indian Navy. Going ahead, there are a couple of various areas, including repairs, refits, exports, and recently we have also started our offshore vertical. In the month of during the last 1 year, we have obtained 3 orders from ONGC, approximately 7,000 crores. So this is one area where we see a significant potential going ahead. So all these areas together, offshore, exports, repairs, refits, together 5 years down the line, we are targeting around 15 to 20% revenue pie from these verticals.
There's increasing interest globally in the Indian defense exports. That's been the trend of late. How's the company positioned to tap into the international markets, particularly submarines and warships? Have you seen increased inquiries of late?
With respect to submarine and warships, there is a slight challenge in the sense that these are very complicated and large platforms which involve a substantial capital outlay. So almost all the advanced countries, they are themselves capable of manufacturing these platforms, and nobody would like to have a war platform from any other countries because of obvious vulnerabilities. And as far as the smaller countries are concerned, they can hardly barely afford to have these kind of platforms. If we talk of a destroyer, even a very, very watered down version would not cost less than 5,000 crores in today's terms. It could be much more. So we are actually not targeting the export of complete war platforms, including the submarines. But yes, considering that the Scorpion Club globally is quite expensive. In number of countries, Scorpion submarines are operating, and we have the necessary skill set with respect to construction of the submarines, with respect to maintenance of these submarines. So we are trying to create certain inroads with other countries which are operating these Scorpion submarines in the repair and refit segment, in supply of spares and refits and repairs and overhauls. So this is one area which we believe that going ahead, this can yield substantial dividends.
So, Mr. Singhal, what progress has been made in terms of increasing indigenization levels in ship and submarine projects?
Primarily, we are focused on increasing the indigenization. Right now, in case of Scorpion submarines, the indigenization level is approximately 32 to 35%. In the next follow-on submarines, we are targeting to take it up to 60% or more than 60% in the next contract of 6 submarines. As far as the shipbuilding is concerned, we are currently operating at around 75% indigenization. We can stretch it up to 80-82%. Beyond this, it would depend upon the mandate. In case each and every equipment is required to be indigenized, MDL would be leading the initiative. But at the same time, as far as some of the equipment, they may not be commercially very viable to indigenize. So this is a call which has to be taken with respect to the strategic requirements.
Right, Mr. Singhal, so good having you on the show. Thank you for your time today.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.